I'm 82 years old, and if there's one thing I've learned, painfully, it's this. You don't realize how much life you're wasting until you don't have much left. If I could go back, I wouldn't chase money the way I did. I wouldn't bend myself out of shape just to be liked. And I damn sure wouldn't spend so many years trying to prove myself to people who never really cared. Before I share the regrets that still ache in my bones, let me ask you for one thing. If you're watching this and it makes you pause, even for a second, please subscribe to this channel. I'm not here to go viral. I'm here to make sure you don't look back at 82 and feel what I feel right now. Let me start at the beginning. I wasted my youth trying to be someone I wasn't. I thought success meant being loud, confident, and ambitious. I wasn't any of those things. I was quiet, sensitive, thoughtful. But I buried all that to fit into a world that celebrates noise. I regret that more than I can say. I spent years putting on masks just to be accepted. I went to parties I hated, took jobs that drained me, laughed at jokes I didn't find funny, smiled when I wanted to cry. Do you know what that does to a person after 10, 20, 30 years? It erodes you. Slowly. Silently. And by the time you notice, you've forgotten who you really are. I also wasted far too much time chasing approval, from parents, friends, bosses, even strangers. Every decision I made was filtered through the question, will they think I'm good enough? That question followed me like a shadow. I couldn't even enjoy my own accomplishments. I'd land a promotion and still feel hollow. Buy a new car and still feel small. Because I wasn't living for me, I was performing for others. Here's the truth. No one remembers your titles or your status or your bank account. They remember how you made them feel. I wish I had understood that when I was 30. I regret not standing up for myself more. I let people walk over me because I was afraid of conflict. I said yes when I wanted to say no. I kept quiet to keep the peace. But silence comes at a cost. It builds up like pressure in a pipe, until one day, it bursts. By the time I found my voice, I had already spent decades being someone else's version of me. I wasted years pretending I was fine when I wasn't. Mental health wasn't something we talked about in my day. You sucked it up. You carried on. So I carried a lot. Too much. Grief, anxiety, self-doubt. I buried it all under a smile. If I could speak to my younger self, I'd tell him this. You don't have to be strong all the time. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the doorway to real connection. I regret not spending more time with the people who truly mattered. My mother died while I was working overtime for a job that forgot my name 6 months after I left. My best friend passed away and I missed his last call because I was too busy. Busy doing what? We treat time like it's infinite. But one day, the people you love will stop calling. One day, you'll have your last holiday dinner with your family and not even know it. And then you'll sit alone, wondering why you didn't make more memories when you had the chance. I regret not traveling more when I was healthy. I told myself I'd see the world, someday. But someday never came. Life threw curveballs, kids, bills, illnesses, responsibilities. Before I knew it, my body started to slow down. My knees hurt. My energy faded. And all those dreams of Paris, Tokyo, the Grand Canyon, they faded with it. Listen closely to this one. If there's something you've always wanted to do, do it now. Don't wait for the perfect time. It doesn't exist. I look back and realize I wasted decades trying to plan the perfect life. But life isn't meant to be perfect. It's meant to be lived, messy, raw, and real. And you know what really haunts me? The things I didn't say. The apologies I never made. The compliments I held back. The love I was too proud to show. Don't let fear keep your heart locked away. One day, you'll wish you had said, I love you, one more time. One day, you'll wish you had forgiven someone, and yourself, sooner. I'm 82. I don't have time to sugarcoat things anymore. I'm telling you this because maybe, just maybe, if one person watches this and changes course, then all my regrets will have meant something. Part 2. I'll tell you how chasing success almost cost me my marriage, my health, and my peace. But for now, just ask yourself this. What are you wasting your life on? And what will you regret if you don't stop today? I was in my 40s when I truly began to succeed. At least, that's what the world told me. I had the title, the house, car. People shook my hand differently. I finally had a seat at the table. But you want to know the truth? I was miserable. I regret wasting some of the best years of my life chasing a version of success that never filled me up. They don't tell you that success can be a trap. That the more you achieve, the more you fear losing it. I worked long hours, missed birthdays, skipped vacations. I thought I was building a legacy, but what I really built was a wall between me and the people I loved. My wife used to wait up for me. Dinner cold on the table. Her eyes tired but hopeful. Eventually, she stopped waiting. We stopped laughing. We stopped dreaming. We stopped being partners and became roommates who exchanged schedules and reminders. I regret letting the job come before my marriage. I regret every time I told her, just one more project, just one more month. Because those one mores stretched into years. And by the time I finally stepped away from the career I clung to, she was gone. Still alive. But gone from me. Emotionally exhausted. Distant. Done trying. We lost each other quietly. Not in one dramatic moment, but in thousands of small ones. Missed connections. Unspoken frustrations. Days where I was physically there but emotionally absent. If you're married or in a relationship, hear me when I say this. Being present is more important than being impressive. Your partner doesn't need you to be a hero. They need you to show up, to listen, to care. And don't wait until the damage is too deep to fix. Love doesn't die in a crash. It withers slowly in the dark. I also regret how I treated my health. I ignored every warning sign. The fatigue. The stress, the weight gain, the panic attacks. I told myself, I'll deal with it later. But later has a price. Mine came in the form of high blood pressure, insomnia, and a heart that now skips a beat more often than I'd like. I wasted years numbing myself instead of healing. I drank too much, ate poorly, laughed less, slept even less. My mind was constantly running, chasing deadlines and numbers and goals, but my body was breaking down. I regret treating rest like a luxury instead of a necessity. We were taught that rest is laziness, that if you're not grinding, you're falling behind. But what they don't tell you is, burnout will steal more from you than failure ever will. My body warned me. My mind begged me. But I kept pushing. Until I couldn't anymore. I once had a panic attack in the middle of a board meeting. Couldn't breathe. Couldn't think. My chest felt like it was caving in. And all I could think was, what the hell am I doing this for? Not once did I feel true peace during those years. I confused distraction for purpose. I wore busyness like a badge. And now, in my 80s, I wish I could go back and tell that younger man, slow down. You're running toward a finish line that doesn't exist. I also regret how I treated friendships like optional extras. I had good friends, men and women who stood by me when I was nobody, who knew my story before it was dressed up for LinkedIn. And I let them slip away. I was too busy. I told myself we'd catch up soon. I missed birthdays, didn't call back, forgot anniversaries. And then life moved on without me. Some of those friends are gone now. Some passed away. Some just drifted. And what stings the most is that I never made the time to tell them how much they meant to me. Don't underestimate the power of a phone call. A coffee. A text that just says, thinking of you. You can make more money. You can't make more time. I regret treating peace like a reward instead of a right. I kept thinking I had to earn it, that I'd find it at the next level, the next raise, the next house. But peace doesn't live at the top of the mountain. It's found in the quiet moments, the early morning walks, the sound of your child's laughter, the long conversations with someone who truly sees you. I traded those moments for late-night emails and endless to-do lists. And now I sit here with more years behind me than ahead, and I finally understand. Success without peace is failure in disguise. So if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, take a hard look at your life. Are you really living? Or just surviving in style? If you're building something, that's beautiful. But don't build so fast that you forget what you're building for. In part 3, I'll talk about the quiet regrets that came later, the missed opportunities for joy, the relationships I neglected, and the things I never gave myself permission to enjoy. But for now, ask yourself this. Is what you're chasing worth what you're sacrificing? No one warns you that life can pass you by in silence. That some of your biggest regrets won't come from massive failures, but from all the small joys you never let yourself have. I spent too many years believing I had to earn joy, that I had to reach a certain level of success or stability or responsibility before I could allow myself to be happy. I regret that deeply. I regret not dancing more. Not literally, though I suppose I could have used more of that too, but dancing in the broader sense. Being light. Being playful. Letting go. I was always serious. Always focused. Always on. It made me dependable. It made me successful. But it also made me hard to be around. You can be strong and still be soft. You can be wise and still be fun. I didn't know that then. I thought maturity meant being stone-faced and busy. And in doing so, I missed the beauty of being alive in the moment. I regret how often I denied myself simple pleasures. I loved painting. Did you know that? No, you wouldn't. Most people never saw that side of me. Because I stopped. Told myself it was childish. Not a real skill. Not worth the time. I regret that. I regret every sunset I ignored because I was on my phone. Every spontaneous invitation I turned down because it wasn't in the plan. Every time I let fear dress itself up as logic. I had dreams. I wanted to travel more. Learn to play piano. Write a book. Take cooking classes with my wife. Visit Japan. Guess how many of those I did? Not enough. It wasn't money. It wasn't time. It was me. I kept thinking there would be a better season. A more convenient moment. But life doesn't pause for you to catch up. And then your knees start to ache. Your energy dips. You forget names more often. Suddenly, you're not putting things off. You're realizing you missed them. I regret being so afraid of looking foolish. That fear is a thief. It stole so many what-if moments from me. What if I had danced at my daughter's wedding? What if I had taken that road trip with my friends? What if I had learned to swim when I had the chance? I was always too concerned with how I looked. What people thought. Whether it was too late. And the irony? No one remembers what you looked like. They remember how you made them feel. I wish I knew then that joy is not a reward. It's a responsibility. You owe it to yourself to experience wonder. To play. To laugh until your ribs hurt. To chase curiosity, even if you're not good at the thing. You don't have to monetize every hobby. You don't have to justify every moment of fun. Some things are worth doing simply because they make you feel alive. I also regret not being kinder to myself. I carried so much guilt over things I couldn't change. I replayed past mistakes like a broken record. I judged myself by impossible standards. I regret not giving myself grace. I missed chances to forgive myself, to speak gently, to rest without shame. And the truth is, if I had been kinder to me, I would have been kinder to others too. Self-compassion isn't weakness. It's what allows you to start again. And again. And again. I remember one afternoon, years ago, sitting at a cafe in Italy. I was there on a rare vacation, and I was watching an older couple at the next table. They laughed so freely. They were in their 70s, maybe older. She spilled her drink and they both burst out laughing. It hit me like a wave. That's who I wanted to be. Not the man on the magazine cover. Not the top executive. But someone who could laugh at a spilled drink and hold hands in public. I'd spent so long chasing respect that I forgot how to chase joy. I regret that. If you're watching this, maybe you're still in your middle years. Maybe you're already retired. Maybe you're young and trying to figure life out. Wherever you are, don't wait to be happy. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until the debt is paid, or the house is finished, or the kids are grown. Joy doesn't wait for conditions. It waits for permission. You're allowed to enjoy life now. Even with the chaos. Even with the imperfections. Go outside and feel the wind on your face. Call an old friend. Try something silly. Make a fool of yourself. Eat the cake. Take the class. Say yes to things that have no measurable benefit, but feed your soul. In the end, no one regrets being joyful. In part 4, I'll share the one regret that still weighs on me the most, and what I learned about forgiveness, legacy, and making peace with the life you lived. But for now, ask yourself, what joy have you been putting off and why? They say time heals everything. But I'm 82, and I can tell you, that's not always true. Some wounds just go quiet. Others stay tender, no matter how many years pass. Of all the regrets I've shared, the missed chances, the bottled emotions, the joy I denied myself, there's one that still makes my chest tighten. I regret not mending a broken relationship before it was too late. My brother and I didn't speak for the last 19 years of his life. Not because of something big. It wasn't betrayal or cruelty. It was pride, ego. Hurt feelings stretched out across too many years. We had a falling out over something ridiculous. A misunderstanding that got wrapped in silence. Then that silence grew teeth. Neither of us wanted to be the first to say, "I'm sorry." And then, he was gone. Suddenly. No warning. No chance to fix it. No second call, no final visit. Just a message from his daughter. A funeral I sat through like a ghost. You think you'll have time to fix things. That you'll circle back. That eventually you'll talk. You don't always get that. I regret letting silence grow roots where love used to be. If you're holding a grudge right now, ask yourself what it's costing you. Ask yourself if being right is worth more than being connected. We think forgiveness is a gift we give others, but really, it's a release we give ourselves. I carried that anger like armor, but in the end, all it did was weigh me down. I regret not saying what needed to be said. And not just with him. There were so many people I cared about but never told. Friends I adored but never hugged. Kids I watched grow but never said, "I'm proud of you," to. Even my own parents, I never said, "Thank you," enough. We assume the people we love just know. But they don't. Not always. And when you're 82, you wonder who needed to hear your voice, and didn't. I regret measuring my worth by the wrong metrics. I used to think legacy was what people said about you after you died. Now I know, it's how people feel when they remember you. And those feelings are shaped by the everyday moments, not the grand achievements. Did you show up? Did you listen? Did you make them feel seen? That's what sticks. Not the awards. Not the bank account. Not the titles. And honestly, I regret how much time I spent trying to be impressive, instead of just being present. I spent too many nights at the office, trying to chase status. Too many weekends working on things I don't even remember now. I missed first steps. Missed quiet dinners. Missed small stories that were huge in the eyes of the people I loved. I regret that deeply. But here's something else I've learned. You can't rewrite your past, but you can reframe your future. Even at 82, I try. I call more. I say, I love you more often. I apologize without conditions. I try to show up, even if I'm tired, even if it's awkward. Because the worst kind of regret isn't just what you missed. It's knowing you still had time and chose not to use it. I hope my story isn't just heard. I hope it moves you. Because you have time I don't. You can still speak the words. Still take the trip. Still show up. Still hold someone's hand and say, you matter to me. And if you're sitting there thinking about someone you've hurt, someone you miss, someone you haven't spoken to in years, reach out. Do it messy. Do it scared. Do it even if they don't respond. You won't regret trying. You'll only regret never trying at all. I've wasted years on things that never loved me back. On pride. On fear. On trying to be someone I wasn't. But you don't have to. Let my regrets be your reminders. You don't need more time. You need more intention. So please, after this video ends, don't just go back to scrolling. Don't say, that was nice, and carry on with old patterns. Call someone. Write the letter. Book the trip. Say the words. Laugh loudly. Cry openly. Dance badly. Forgive freely. Because one day, you'll be 82. Or 92. Or maybe you won't even get that far. And I promise you, what you'll remember most won't be what you earned, but what you shared. And what you regret, if you're not careful, won't be what you did, but what you never gave yourself permission to do. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope my story has sparked something in you, whether it's the courage to reach out to someone you've lost touch with, or the motivation to finally pursue that passion you've been putting off. Remember, it's never too late to make a change. Don't let time slip by without making the most of every moment you have left. If you found value in this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more wisdom and life lessons. Don't forget to click the bell so you never miss out on a new video. And if you've experienced your own regrets or insights you'd like to share, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Take care of yourselves, cherish your loved ones, and remember, you still have time to create the life you want. I'll see you in the next video.